Hello guys, you are welcome once again to official Gaddafi TV. It's been a very long time since we met, and it's all because of the COVID-19. But before I go into the news, let me take a second of my time to admonish each and every one of you to obey the protocols, to obey the safety protocols. We need to be safe. You see, if we are safe, we'll get time to clean the virus, and when the virus is over, we get the chance to come back to doing whatever we love doing most, especially with the footballing fans. No football, and it looks like the world has become very boring. No footballing, no betting, it's very unbearable, but then we have to do what we have to do to make sure we are all safe. Before we go into the news, take a second of your time and then subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And you can also push the notification, that is the bell notification button, so that you get a notification each and every time I drop a video. Now, there's been a story making rounds for the past 24 hours. That is L'Equipe. We all know this French publication. L'Equipe, very, very reputable. And they are reporting that Chelsea have officially made contact with Ajax. We've made contact with Ajax over Andre Onana. And surprisingly, Andre Onana's price is 30 million euros, which is somewhere around 26 million pounds. And looking at a goalkeeper of his caliber commanding that figure, one would ask why. His price is 30 million euros because he has only 1 year left on his contract, and then he's not willing to sign any extension. Okay, and this is the wisest thing to do, to cash out on him. Chelsea sold Eden Hazard, a whole Eden Hazard, for 100 million pounds. When the likes of Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele were commanding 130, 140 million pounds. But, when it comes to this, the club have no option than to accept whatever decent amount they get. Okay, and I am not also surprised because when Onana was congratulating Ziyech over his move to Chelsea, when the deal was confirmed, he made it clear that Ziyech is his personal buddy, that is his best friend, and he would love to play with Ziyech. And I'm thinking that feeling he have is what is driving him towards making that idea of making a move to Chelsea. And if you are a Chelsea fan, if you have the Chelsea blood in you, you would ask whether the deal is going to be favorable, whether it's going to be a good deal for Chelsea, because we have Kepa, who is also 25 years old, and Onana is 24 years old. So having two young goalkeepers competing for one position, is it going to be is it going to bring a healthy competition, or we would have to follow what we normally do, having the number one and then one old goalkeeper as a backup? The old guys, they don't complain because their careers are almost coming to an end. But in my opinion, as a fan, I think it's going to be a good deal, because Onana is a very, very, very decent goalkeeper, one of the best in the world, and I think he's underrated because of the league he plays in. If you were to be playing for one of the top flight clubs in England or the Spain or Italy, he would be getting more reviews than what he's achieving of late. He's very good, very decent, have great reflexes. He's also good with the feet too, and he has a decent height. If you look at him, on TV, you would think he's a short goalkeeper, but I was surprised to find out that he's 6'3". He's even taller than Ederson and Kepa. He's taller than Oblak, so he's a big goalkeeper. But one thing is, Chelsea is not the only club to have made inquiries. There is a host of clubs, and that alone speaks volumes of the quality that he possesses. A lot of clubs, the likes of PSG, Barcelona, Tottenham Hotspur. And when you take all these clubs into perspective, Barcelona is having Ter Stegen, who is also a young goalkeeper, and their backup goalkeeper is Neto, very, very great goalkeeper. So I don't think, if you are Onana, you would ask yourself, what would you go there to do? Even though he sees Barcelona as his home, that is where he played his youth days. Why would you go there if you are not sure, rest assured, of a starting position? If you talk about PSG, they recently acquired Keylor Navas. Keylor Navas, great goalkeeper by all standards, winning a treble, a hat-trick of Champions League trophies with Real Madrid. And then if they have this goalkeeper and they have Sergio Rico, a very decent goalkeeper as well, on their bench. So you come and talk about Chelsea and then Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham, well, I think they will need a goalkeeper because Hugo Lloris is not getting any younger. And I don't think Mourinho trusts Paulo Gazzaniga, who is their second choice goalkeeper, that much. So if Mourinho should make approach to Onana, I think it's well understandable. Then it will come down to competition. If Chelsea and Tottenham are going to compete in terms of pedigree, in terms of class, in terms of assurance of Champions League spots, even though Tottenham have been very consistent of late, but looking at the resurgence of Manchester United and how Chelsea are building their team, even though they tried to make a statement when they signed Jose Mourinho to take care of things, but then it is what it is. If Chelsea should go in for Onana, I think we are going to win the race. For 30 million euros, I also see it as a bargain. So let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions about the move. If it's going to be a great move or if Chelsea should pass. Let me know what you think. The second story I would like to tackle is, I think over the last couple of weeks, that is 2 weeks or so, there were several media outlets reporting of Chelsea making a move for Philippe Coutinho. Yes, I know most of you might have heard it, but it generated a whole lot of debate among the Chelsea fans. A section of the fans were of the idea that Coutinho would be a good deal, and the other section think we should focus on the youth players. We should focus on, improving the youth players rather than going in to make any big money signings, especially now that Coutinho's form is kind of dropping. Okay, honestly, I was with the second session. I, for once, thought getting Coutinho at this point in his career wasn't the best thing to do. But it's not just about emotions. Sometimes you have to speak as a true fan, you have to put your emotions aside and then speak as a true fan. And doing that, I took the time upon myself to look at his statistics over the last 3 seasons. That is, let's say, to be specific, from the time he left Liverpool till now. And if you look at his statistics, it's not that bad. I wouldn't say it's not that bad. It's very decent in terms of goal contributions, assists, passes. The guy, I think he still has it in him. But the problem is, at Liverpool, they built the team around him. So all the good things in the team was coming through Philippe Coutinho, being it goals, being it assists, dictating the pace of the game. Everything was going on through Philippe Coutinho. And that has been Liverpool for years. We've seen Torres. They built the team around Torres. They built the team around Luis Suarez. And after Suarez, it came down to Coutinho. I think now that Klopp has decided to change things a bit, instead of building it on a player, like a single player, he's built his team. It's a very solid team. All the faces of the team is working. But if you look at his goal contributions, I am stressing on goal contributions because we've all seen how we were suffering. If Tammy Abraham is not getting the goals, it becomes very difficult for Chelsea to get goals. So if you have a kind of attacking striker behind the main striker who can give you 15 plus goals each season, because even this season that we think he's not doing his best, he has scored 17 goals or so. He has scored 17 goals or so. So if you have this kind of player behind your striker, I think it will be a decent signing. But I still stand by what I believe, that is acquiring him on loan first, and then if he performs, we sign him on a permanent. That would be the best deal we could ever make in the whole of the summer. Forget about the Jadon Sanchos. If we're able to acquire Felipe Coutinho on loan, an initial loan, with an option, not obligation, with an option of making the deal permanent at the end of the loan period, I think that would be a very great move by the club. But you still go down and ask yourself that we are building a team on the youth. Now we have Mason Mount. Ross Barkley started picking up, unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, but he was picking up. In his last two performances was superb. We have Tino and Jorins who will be coming in, and now we have signed Ziyech. We have a host of attacking talent. Would we need Coutinho? Is his presence not going to hamper the progress of the youth players? Well, that is still going to be a debate. But then if we want to be at the top, if we want to win the trophy again, I think we have to spend. Look at the money Man United is spending. So we have to spend. There is no doubt. Unless we want to turn into Arsenal. Youth, top 4, we are okay. Youth, top 4, we are okay. But if we really want to win something, then I think we have to spend. And then looking at the fact that we didn't spend during the last summer, it means we have a lot of money to spend. Eden Hazard, we sold Eden Hazard for a chunk of money. And then, we have money to spend, but we have to spend the money wisely. You don't just have to go in to sign a player for namesake. You don't have to sign a player because you need a player. No, you have to sign a player because you feel you can fulfill your long-term targets. So guys, this is where we bring an end to today's stories. Still, you have to subscribe. It is free. So guys, subscribe. Thank you very much, and then we will meet another time. Still blue till I die.